Oh, and welcome back to my channel. All right. It's looking much better than all of the weeds that was in here. We still have some coming through, but still much better than it was. Now I do have a little hump right here. I'm gonna try to get this hump going because that way this can just levelly go in there. So I really wanted to just, now here's the thought. Should I? Because I really want some pavers through here, like given the path. I'm torn because I kind of want pavers to go through the pathway and like up and down pavers just to give it cuteness. Because I feel like the garden's not that cute. I really wanted to redo the garden, but my husband wouldn't let me. So, because I was going to give us a little seating area in the middle and all of this stuff, and he's like, no. So I get it because that'd be a lot of moving things. But that's my thoughts. So now we gotta level out this side right here. I got professional weed barrier that goes through here, and then we'll be ready for more gravel. I'm thinking I should move my green stalks so that way they can sit on top of the weed barrier and then put the rocks around. I think we'll be doing that. Plus I need to move them anyway because the soil needs to be changed in them. So really I should be compacting one of these down. See, this is why I get torn, because really I need to be compacting one of those down. So just like with the other ones, I really want to step on this one. Of course, get the tomatoes out of there. I can transplant them up and out. So what I'm thinking is I really want to step on this, get it down, get the rodent barrier, the chicken wire in there, and then we'll be ready to take the dirt that's in the green stalks and throw them in there, and then that way we could just amend the soil and go about our business, put new soil in there. Because I don't know if you know, but they say the green stalks, their soil should be changed out every single year, which I don't know how you're gonna do that when you put like perennials, but whatever. Like I got strawberries growing here. Well, one, I told you our weather has not been cooperating. It got cold and I think they went dormant again, and then I don't know, so I'm gonna spend some more money on some strawberries. It's okay. You leave it alone and it leaves you alone. The bee won't bother you if you leave it alone. So just keep on walking. You're okay. That's right. Go the other way. All of this I think I'm okay with. I could go through here one more time because you see some of them sticking up here and there. So I could go through one more time and get a little bit more weed barrier in here. I mean, a little bit more weed eating in here. And then put in the weed barrier. But I'm trying to figure out if I should just put the weed barrier down, leave it down like a day or two, and then get pavers and put pavers through here. Or if we should just let it all be rock. Either way is fine. One way is a little bit more expensive, but also a little bit more pretty. The other way, still just fine. Because what would really be pretty is literally if you did it in that diamond shape and literally made it like a patio. That's too much, but it would be cute. It's definitely doing too much, but I definitely think it would be very pretty. All right, either way, here nor there, we got to do something because I don't have much time before I have to go to work. gorgeous flowers. So I had one over here that died. One actually died. It did. But the other two are going crazy. Look at how many blooms it has. And these are just my little knockout roses. I'm super excited. Again, for some reason, we must have had a really bad winter because like towards the bottom, there was nothing for the longest time, but I put rose tone on these. I actually put it on all three. That one didn't come back, but these two have gone crazy. There's so many blooms, they can't even hold themselves up. How gorgeous is that? This I love, so pretty. All right, so my husband started putting some of the rock down before we were ready yet. But so far we have getting here. I'm actually planning on going out and buying some edging similar to what I did over here, edging here and putting edging here as well, so that way you just got a hard stop. I was gonna do rock or a brick, but I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna do edging. I don't know, I'm in between the brick or the edging. It's one or the other, because my mom does have a bunch of bricks sort of similar to that one that she's not using. It won't be the right color. I don't know if you can see it, but over on their side right there, those bricks are just literally there and she doesn't like them being there. So I was thinking about stealing some of those and putting them around here and just leaving it around the edging. Well, unannounced to most of the family, this thing is probably going to move back to the end of here because we have, nope, it's got to go further than that. We have one more bed we haven't put out yet. But I'm also tempted to make the beds go this way and then put a fountain in the middle, because ideally I would love to have a greenhouse this way. But that's a day for another year. Let's see. Other than that, this stuff is going well. I got to get some weed barrier down here. As you can see, it started raining again. And oh man, did I just mess up this? No, somehow this thing is still living. It does not want to die, because shockingly, I left it out this time. The kids left it out once. This time I left it out, but hey, it says it's what? Now it needs to dry out. It's struggling. I really like the soul tester too. Something is eating my tomatoes. Look at this. Something ate that. And this is the first year I've ever had something eat it. Oh, yeah, are the scissors. However, I will say, since we put down that little chicken wire, I don't see anything digging. So that's a yes. I see no holes up. So that's good. There's a lot that needs to happen. This bed still needs to get cleaned out, as well as this bed. This bed, I end up putting some cold weather crops in. They're still alive, but still, this is a slow start to the year. We're just gonna say that. Over here, my blueberry bushes are still living. I have to get the proper netting for them, so that way they won't be compressed, because this netting is kind of heavy. But that's another job for another day. And then over here, I have 2 David Austin roses that we put out. I think one is Claire Austin. I'm gonna have to look at it. But I do have 2 David Austin roses, and this one is flourishing. This one is slowly coming behind it, but it's still doing well.
Let's pick this up.
People, and then those are weeds, and whoever killed it just threw it right in the middle of my daggone rose. So there's my rose, sorry. And then the onions, thank goodness, are doing well. So here we have red and black onions. I don't see any of the, what do you call it? What do we plant? Any carrots that we put down, planted, growing yet. But I do realize that I probably should have covered it with some kind of wood. So they might just germinate later. We do have a random carrot growing over here, right there, that I'm gonna have to pull before I get this whole thing fixed up, because this bed needs to get itself together so we can actually get to planting. But I think that's the update for the year so far. No garlic scapes yet, so I think I need to fertilize this and then call it a day for a minute. And I only have 1 leaf that's dead so far on them, so I think that's good. I was watching somebody tell us about what they look for in their garlics, and so far we're good. Plus we have no scapes, so we got a little ways to go. Generally, I just feel like this year is going to be a slower year than normal. Everything is behind for us. Normally, honestly, it was so weird. April acted as if it was May, and May acted as if it was April. April was so hot. I thought we was just going to have an early bad year, and then come to find out, here we are in May, and May was cold. So all of my cold weather crops, like I said, I just put these out just in hopes that something can help and they can grow. But I don't even know if that's going to work. And then, like I said, all of my cold weather crops that I did have, I had to pull because they got too hot and bolted. So, sometimes. And then we do have a random potato that's growing there. Now, I do want to get some bags and grow some potatoes. We're behind this year. This is just going to be a rough year. This is going to be a rough year in the garden. So, just warning. All right, let's take a look at the greenhouse. And then I think that's all we have for right now. It's still funny to say I actually have a greenhouse. But the greenhouse, the plants have absolutely loved the greenhouse. They absolutely adore the fact that they have all of this space. They have been growing so big and tall, it's not even funny. I need to up pot all of my peppers, and I know they would grow bigger if they were in something bigger. Ooh, I got lettuce growing up in here. Look at that. That's doing better than it is outside. Inside here, like I said, we have these really huge stalks. Hold on. We have these really big stalks, and they're growing really good. There's a bee in here? Oh, there is a bee in here, you're right. All right, let's get out of here. Let's meet back up. So we do have, like that right there is eggplant. I think they're stressed out, and it just needs to be up potted. And then over here, as you can see, all of my, everything's growing well. We're gonna put it that way. It's going well. So now it's just time for the weather to cooperate so we can start putting things out and we can start our second round of stuff. Like I said, I think I'm going to up pot my, what do you call it? Peppers. I'm going to up pot my peppers and then my next day off. And then hopefully they can get growing really well before it really heats up as well. So that is the update for this little greenhouse. Now I will tell you, I do want a bigger greenhouse. I have been thinking about it, and I want a bigger greenhouse. At least one that's taller, so that way if it does get a bee in here. Right now up here there's things up there and it's so close to my head I don't want to be in there. I know exactly how that sounds. Who wants a garden but doesn't want the garden life? I know. I can't help myself. I am who I am. I know exactly how it looks, but I can't help myself. So either way, that's the update on the garden beds. It's gonna look so good once it gets all of the gravel in here. I got the darker gravel. It looks a little lighter when it's dry, but it's like a darker gravel. It has black and white in there because we do have black and white beds. So I figured, hey, it's timely. I wanted all white, but the price was right. So we went ahead and pulled the trigger. But I'm excited. It's looking good. Look at that. It's going to be so good when I don't have a bunch of weeds I'm going to be fighting through every single week. Girl, we're excited. This year I'm feeling like we got a grown garden, you know what I mean? This is a grown garden. We're almost to that point where it's like it's polished, it's cute. Now I'm looking at things, and for some reason, why is the trellis you know what, we'll get that fixed when we fix everything. I wish I had put the trellis on the outside so that way it could have just went from the outside to the outside and not actually in the beds, because I feel like we've been struggling ever since they've been in the beds and struggling for space. I feel like you would have got more space if it was on the outside. Girl, fam, if I could redo my garden, the things that I would tell y'all I would do, I would have like cute little seating area and all that other stuff. The grass is wet, booba. But there would be so many things that I would do to this garden to make it more polished and cute. But I feel like we can work on it eventually. Like, my biggest regret is not putting this way, because that garden in minutes bed, I do have one more long bed, and I could have put it over here. And like I said, we could have had either a seating area or a fountain in the middle, something that would have me like sitting area inside of the garden. And that's what I'm craving for right now, is a chance to just sit and enjoy. And then I have my 2 green stalks here, but I'm getting 2 more. I'm really thinking about where to place them. Originally, I was going to place them here, there, and there in the corners. But now I feel like I put that bed too close. So now I definitely can't put it in that corner. Plus it's a little longer too than these beds, than the black beds. So I don't know. And my husband doesn't really want to dig up a bed to rearrange things like I do. I don't know. Thoughts and thoughts of the day. Either way, what is the immediate need is this. All of this right here. So these, I'm going to actually get some ties to put them up on the wall, and we're going to bolt them to the wall, because I really wanted to have a rose trellis up it. And I just feel like that would be really pretty. And then we have asparagus right there that really needs to get into a bed. I was going to build a bed for the asparagus so that way, I don't know where I really want to put it because it's so wild. If I put it here, just literally there, I feel like as soon as you walk in, it'd just be like, whoosh, and that's just not the look I'm trying to go for. Because honestly, I would love to put like an arch here and put some roses on the side and have plans for another year. But that's all. All right, so that's the update for right now. I think you're caught up until today, which is May 30th. I hope you guys like so far the updates and what's happening here. Like I said, May has not been very warm for us. It has been super cold. It's literally 50s, lows of 40s. So my tomatoes technically should not even be out here yet, but let's hope we will not just have a hard, bad gardening season altogether, because I have plans for a lot of canning. And this year, I think I'm going to take you guys with me in how I do my canning and planning. Yeah, that's the update so far. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. And I will see you next time on right here at My Bougie Farmhouse.